Ladies and gentlemen, Arkansas Tech University fans, friends, we're back for another episode. And I just got to begin by saying the support has been overwhelming. The views are climbing. We want to give a big shout out to Leanne's Fine Jewelry for making all this possible. For us to hear these stories of these great Arkansas Tech athletes behind the green and gold. And we're here with Connor Davis today, number 32 on your Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys. He's a graduate student studying to get his MBA, and we're going to get into all that. 6'6", small forward.
Yeah,
small forward.
I call it. Yep.
Let me just begin by saying we're going to talk about some stuff that really matters in a minute, but here's the stuff I want to talk about. You should see this guy's shooting form. I mean, shooting forms are subjective. You know, I mean, there's certain things you have to do, get your elbow in, follow through all that. Sweet stroke. So let's just begin by talking about that shooting form. We're going to get into the big stuff too, but is that something that you have consciously worked on your whole life? Because it's Larry Bird's shooting form is different than Michael Jordan, so on and so forth. Tell me about your shooting form. What do you work on that?
You know, it used to be really bad. If you could believe it or not, it used to be really nasty. I used to be down by the hip, real low, kind of like that set push shot.
Right.
And then once I got to high school, my high school coach, he's a big shooting guy, very analytical. He'll used to take videos of me so I could see it from different angles.
All the different stuff.
Everything. Ever since then, I think it was about my junior year, everything changed. All of a sudden, he's like, look at you. Can't miss now.
Well, you have a quick release, which makes a difference too. So we're number 32 on the court. Who's the greatest number 32 of all time, would you say? Would you even think? Now, I'm going to throw you out mine. Okay. I would have to say Magic Johnson.
That's where I was at.
Karl Malone also wore 32.
That wouldn't be bad.
I don't know any of these kids that wear 32 now. I'm old school.
No, I don't. Nothing recently right now.
Yeah. They all want to be single digits now.
Yeah,
that's the
exactly.
Thing. So
I think Magic Johnson's a good one.
Yeah, that's good. So Naperville, Illinois.
Yep.
That's where you're from. Born and raised there your whole life?
I was actually born in Pittsburgh.
Oh.
But I moved to Naperville when I was about 8.
Okay, we won't get into the whole fact that the Steelers are the greatest football franchise of all time. We won't talk about that. But we both know it's true.
We agree.
Naperville, Illinois is a town of about 150,000.
Yeah.
So it was about 35, 40 miles from Chicago.
Yeah, give or take.
So when you were a kid, did you grow up the whole Bears, Cubs, Blackhawks, Bulls? I mean, was that your wheelhouse?
It's kind of mixtured now because I'm from Pittsburgh.
That's right. That's true.
So when we moved there, we would cheer for the Bulls because Pittsburgh doesn't have a basketball team.
That's true.
So we were big Bulls fans. We're still Penguins fans. And, we choose the White Sox because they're not the Cubs.
That's
not
right.
Cubs Pirates rivalry. So
that's right.
We were White Sox fans growing up. Bears, nowhere near the Bears.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. So help me with the pronunciation of your high school. Neuqua Valley High School.
Yep.
Neuqua Valley High School is the Wildcats.
They are.
So just like you and the kids from High School Musical, you have that in common. Weren't they the Wildcats?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You're spot on.
They're blue and gold. That's your school colors?
Yes.
Now, your high school, 9th through 12, had almost like 5,000 students in it.
Yeah.
That's half the size of Tech that your high school had. So that's a big school. As far as classifications in sports-wise, was it at the very top?
It's pretty high. They take their sports pretty seriously. We even had our own freshman campus.
Yeah,
I
read that.
I don't know if you looked that up. Yep.
It's the 7th largest high school in the state of Illinois.
Yep.
So that's
it's massive. Big. Sports are big there. People take it serious.
And so let's get into a little bit of your high school career. Like you said, your junior year, your coach, and I read about your coach. He's one of the winningest coaches in the state of Illinois.
Yep.
So he knows ball. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
So what was your high school career like?
I started out freshman year on my sophomore team. I worked my way up to there. They thought maybe, freshman, sophomore year. So I played on the sophomore team.
How tall were you at that time?
Probably about 6'4", 6'3", 6'4". So I've kind of always kind of been steady that height. And then my sophomore year, I ended up getting on the varsity. So I started on varsity pretty much like the entire year. So from sophomore to senior year, it was kind of just, varsity starting, just learning the ropes from my seniors and everything, and just kept working my way up. And, my coach was a big part of that.
That says a lot. So I'm sure being from Naperville, Illinois, 35 minutes outside Chicago, there was not even a scenario in your head that Arkansas would come to mind.
There sure wasn't. I barely even knew about the state.
That's right.
You know, that's just kind of when you're way up there north.
So tell us the journey from recruitment to where you were to how you are here right now.
You know, recruitment out of high school was a little bit weird because I was kind of in that, that COVID era. 2020 was COVID. I graduated in 2021.
Yeah. So
you're kind of like on the, teams were kind of like, guys are coming back for their 5th year, all that stuff. So I ended up going to Quincy University, which is a D2 on the border of Illinois and Missouri.
Right.
So I spent my first year there. We get kind of crazy. So the coach,
that was still during the COVID era.
That was
were they
2021.
Just starting back to playing?
So people were still wearing masks.
Yeah.
Still getting all the tests and everything.
Yeah.
But then I redshirted that year because I had some injuries. I was kind of just, in and out. It just wasn't going to work out that year. And I decided, I'm going to, get the year back and whatnot. Well, my coach got fired. 3 to 4 years left. The entire staff was gone.
Oh, yeah.
So they brought in a whole new staff for the next year. I stuck it out there, kind of, just to see, what the new coach would bring in and whatnot. Wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. I just decided it wasn't best for me. So I transferred to Culver Stockton College.
Which, surprisingly enough, about Culver Stockton College is in Canton, Missouri.
Yep.
And they're also the Wildcats.
Sure are, which is crazy.
But one thing I thought was crazy is Canton, Missouri is up on the border of Missouri and Illinois, right? And that college had less students in it than your high school did.
It sure did. The town.
Yeah, the town was less.
Was even smaller.
Yeah, the town was only 3,000 people. That's right. And your whole high school had 4,000 people.
It's a culture shock.
I'm sure it was
for sure.
Well,
I ended up.
Well, I mean, I think if you would have went straight from Naperville, Illinois, to Russellville, Arkansas, it definitely would have been a culture shock. But you threw in that Canton, Missouri, in there to kind of soften the blow a little bit.
Very different. Very different, to say the least.
So, Culver Stockton, how'd that end up from you going there to coming here?
It was good. I went there. It was the coach's first year there. I was his first, real recruit there. So, we kind of learned the ropes together. He's a younger guy.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed my 2 years there. I mean, yes, we didn't win as many games as we would have liked to, obviously. But, the learning experience was big, learning it with him. And then coming here, it's a lot different. You said, the school, the atmosphere, the area, it's just a lot different. This being here is a lot more what I'm used to, being back home in Naperville.
Well, we're so glad that you're here. And let me tell you guys, he is averaging 12 points a game about, but it feels like you're just now coming on. It's like the season needs to go a little bit longer because your shot it's almost like you can't miss now. So you're doing really, really good.
I appreciate that.
So what got you into the sport?
I think growing up, my dad is a big basketball fan. My family is a big sports family. We'll watch basketball games. We're from Chicago. We went to go Bulls games all the time. That was our favorite thing to do. I think just growing up around it, playing pickup with my neighborhood kids and, just growing up around friends that played sports.
So, and the hype thing probably, when you start to realize, hey, I'm taller than everybody else in my class. I probably should look into this basketball thing.
It helps, doesn't it?
Yeah. So what was your favorite basketball memory growing up?
Oh, those days when I used to play rec basketball, just completely recreational, just kids with your elementary school, middle school. I feel like that's where I really developed my love for the game.
Yeah, because it's not about anything but, possibly if there's girls there watching, you could impress them, and and then showing your buddies up on the other side, and that's the best part about it. So, what's your first impression when you got to Russellville, Arkansas, to this campus? You've been through, Naperville, Illinois, Quincy College, Culver Stockton, and now you're here in Arkansas Tech University, which probably you hadn't heard of even before.
Yep.
So what was your first impression? Did you come for a visit first, or did you just come to campus when it's time to go to work?
Coach Downey texted me. I entered the portal last year because I was a graduate, and as soon as I got here, I realized, oh wow, this is nice.
Yeah.
You pull in, you see all the trees and the nice school and the buildings and everything. You're like, wow, this is pretty nice. This is Arkansas.
That's right.
Because this is my first time in Arkansas taking the visit.
That's the same thing Krum said last week. Is like he's from Houston, Texas, and his idea of Arkansas is not anything like what's nationally what people think. It's totally different than that. So as an athlete, and we don't want to just define you as an athlete. He's studying to get his MBA, which is huge and vast. I mean, it's very difficult. But just in your athletic journey, what has been your biggest challenge, you think?
Oh, I think honestly that redshirt year, my freshman year of college, I think that was the biggest challenge I had to go through because obviously, You grow up, you play every year. You're
That's right.
second through 12th grade, you're going to play.
That's right.
Whether it's recreational, just for fun or whatever, you play. Going through that year and not playing any games, not being any participant, it's hard. It's different. You have to just learn strictly through practice. And that took some adjusting for me, for sure.
Well, and probably coming from your highest of high, your senior year.
Yep.
Where, you're the man on campus having to come down. It's a little bit humbling, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get to travel, do you? A lot of times.
No,
I mean, so
I was in the dorm room when they were playing away games.
that's crazy.
Yep.
That's tough.
It's different. You get used to it, though.
So that's been your biggest challenge as an athlete. What
Yep.
do you think your biggest challenges in life has been?
I don't know if there's really just one specific challenge. I feel like just, growing up, kind of like maturing into being the person you are and kind of just developing throughout your life through high school, going to a 5,000 student high school, it's different. You get there freshman year, you're trying to figure out, who you are, what you're going to be, who are you going to fit in with, are you really going to be the athlete? Do you think you can make the team? It's different.
I mean, you're just almost just a number at that point.
You are.
So it's as a 14-year-old kid, you're walking into that's crazy.
You're scared.
So, as a Wonder Boy, what's been your favorite game or moment as a Wonder Boy on the court?
I think the win, first year here, obviously, at Tucker Coliseum, we won our first home game, Northeastern State.
Yeah.
That's the one that really sticks out to me the most, was seeing all the fans get excited.
That's good.
Our celebration in the locker room after, I think that's my favorite moment, getting to see everybody get excited about a win, and especially it being at home.
So what about your favorite moment on campus just outside of the sport? I mean, making relationships with other people.
I think meeting the people who work around the school. This was the first school I've really been at where people were really nice. This is like the Southern hospitality.
That's right.
I feel like every faculty member I meet, everybody here is just really nice. They want to meet you. They want to know more about you. And I think that's important.
It really is true because it's a family atmosphere here. And I think the thing that I've learned being here is there's one common goal here. And it's we over me. It's
Exactly.
not. It's us working together to make this place better.
Yep.
And we know that we need you. We need each other. So
We do.
give me some lessons that you've learned from your coaches or teammates. And it doesn't have to be here at Tech. Just lessons that you've learned.
My high school coach really instilled hard work. He said, if you want to fix your shot, when I got there freshman year, he's like, this is going to take, hours upon repetition. Yeah. And he was really the first person to let me know that, you're tall. You can have a career in basketball if you want to have a career, but you got to learn and hard work and dedication and spending time in the gym. I think he was really my main person to give me motivation.
You have one teammate from all your basketball journey that stands out in your mind?
My high school teammate. He's currently in the NBA.
Oh, wow.
John Polakidis.
Oh, wow.
Yep. He plays in the G League NBA.
That's awesome.
Me and him were, best friends growing up, and I feel like we learned a lot from each other playing basketball growing up, and we helped each other.
John Paul?
Yep.
Shoot him some free tickets. He's ready to come see you play sometime. So outside of the sport, we've talked about everything on campus. Yeah. What do you like to do? And I see that you're wearing that TPC shirt. So I don't know if we're going to go 3 for 3 on the athletes that love to play golf. Is that the number?
I do.
That's it.
Yep. It's golf. I enjoy golfing. Yep.
So your hobbies are what's your favorite TV show to watch?
Oh, I don't have a specific TV show. My girlfriend watches a lot of TV, so she'll watch Netflix and whatnot. Usually it's whatever she's got on the TV.
And she'll tell you, watch this.
And she'll let me know, this is what we're watching. This is a good one. Okay.
What about music?
I'm not real picky. I'll rap, hip hop. I've gotten in the country more. My girlfriend listens to country. I've been down here more. I've heard it more.
Arkansas.
Morgan Wallen. I'm never opposed.
That's right.
Zach Bryan, Luke Bryan. All them.
You see those social media videos where they say one day living in Arkansas, and it goes through there, and the next thing you know, he's wearing a cowboy hat and got a skull in his mouth, and he's all different. Country music. Yeah. Yep. So what's next for you, Connor?
I'm still not sure.
And that's okay.
That's
okay.
It's a big decision. There's still obviously that thought of playing professional basketball, overseas.
So let's dive into that a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's a strong possibility for you.
Yep.
So at that point, when the season's over, is that something where like you go hire an agent that just he specializes in getting guys overseas? Is that the next step?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much where you would move on from. You kind of just feel out what your options are as far as where you could play overseas.
Right.
What that salary would look like, where you would be, where you would fit in at.
And at this point in your life, I would say it wouldn't even really matter how big that salary
exactly.
was.
Right. It's almost about
I'm
going
to go to Greece and play basketball every day. That's not going to be a rough life. Now, if they send you to Slovakia or something like that, that may be a different story. But
got a little problem then.
No hate to all the Slovakians we have watching this podcast. There's dozens. Yeah, it's okay to not know. And, you know, to have that dream and not give up on that dream, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You're going to have plenty of time to sit behind a desk for years and years.
Exactly.
So.
As I've been told.
So a few quick fire questions. Pre-game song. Is there one go-to?
Walkin' Minute Maid by Low Shimmy.
Okay.
That's what I've been listening to as of recently.
I like it.
You know, if you're out there, you can listen to it, look it up.
I will be listening to it and looking it up this afternoon.
Yep.
What would be your dream NIL deal?
Oh, I'd have to go Raising Cane's.
Oh,
I'm a big Raising Cane's fan.
I like it. Well, we brought him to the South, and his favorite food's fried chicken. Now you can't. I mean, we
can never go wrong.
We've
with
indoctrinated him.
Exactly.
And that cane sauce is good too.
Oh, tell me about it.
Funniest teammate.
Oh, I have to go Danye May.
He is funny.
He's a funny guy. He's a character.
He really is. One word to describe your team.
Unpredictable. Unpredictable. I mean, whether that's on the court, off the court.
Yeah.
Unpredictable.
I mean, the thing that I love about this team is so talented.
Yes.
There's a lot of talent on that team.
There is.
And you never give up.
No.
You never give up. You'll fight to the very end. What's a game changer moment for you? If I just, the broad term game changer moment, could be on the court, off the court, a game changer moment in your life.
Oh, I don't really know if I have one, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty broad.
Right. Coach Downey said what? What is something that Coach Downey said you're like, oh my, what?
Sometimes he'll say some sus things, you know, every once in a while. You know, not on purpose at all.
Right.
You know, he doesn't really realize he's saying it.
Generally, the most funny ones are the ones that aren't on purpose.
Exactly.
So, pregame playlist. You said rap, hip hop, even some country, Morgan Wallen.
Yep.
Is it all over the place, eclectic?
It is really all over the place. It depends on kind of my mood before the game. You know, sometimes it'll be, you know, more of like that, like amped up music, get you hyped up. And sometimes it'll be a little more calmer. Maybe I'm kind of being a little more relaxed for this game, you know, try to tense the nerves a little bit.
Just to feel the vibe, take it all in. I get that. What has been, and it's going to continue to be because you're not done yet.
Yep.
Your off-season focus. How do you approach off-season?
I like to specifically try to find 2 or 3 things that I want to get better at. You know, whether that's, you know, some type of dribble move, some type of combo move, you know, that's working on something really specific, or that's just, you know, simply eating more and lifting more. Right. You know, just trying to become faster and stronger. And
and like we said, a lot of people might think, well, this is my last year of college basketball, but you have the dream to go further, so you're going to have to even step it up.
Exactly.
You're not done yet. It's not time to slow down.
It's not over yet.
That's right. So, green and gold gratitude. What are you thankful for at Arkansas Tech?
I'm just thankful that I was able to come here and be a part of this, you know, even though it's only a year.
That's
and, you know, it's already flown by. It's February.
Oh, man.
It's crazy. I was here in, you know, June, working out, you know, meeting the guys and everything. It's crazy how fast it's flown by.
So we got, 5 more games?
Yeah. Yep.
And there's still a chance you got to be in the top 8 to get into the JAC tournament.
Yep.
Because there's a bottleneck right there.
There's
quite a few teams that are right there together. So we're not done yet.
No, certainly
not done yet.
Certainly not.
So
we're in it still.
All right. We want to once again thank Connor for being here. Amazing. Good kid. I can say that because I'm an old guy. We end every podcast with what we call the final 10. It's 10 final questions. You ready?
Let's go.
What is one word that best describes you as an athlete?
Determined.
I like that. What motivates you to work hard when no one is watching?
Getting better for myself and improving. Just seeing my own improvement really makes me want to go harder.
That's good. Are you hard on yourself?
Yes, for sure.
So it's harder for you to see that improvement sometimes.
Oh, very much.
Yeah.
Very much.
In those cases, probably other people see the improvement long before you see it.
100% they do.
That's good. That still just motivates you even more.
Exactly.
What part of your sport do you love the most?
Getting to hang out with my guys, you know, being on the bus, the hotels, just the quality time together in the locker room.
And I think if you would go one by one through all these athletes and ask them, what they miss the most is not the crowd cheering or making a basket or even the competition part of it. What they miss after that is the camaraderie between the team and getting to hang out with those guys. And so what is the hardest part of being an athlete that people don't see?
I think it's the pressure, showing up to every game and, being your 100% best at all times. You never know. That's their first game watching you. They don't know who you are. You could have a bad game and it's like, well, he's not any good.
And pressure is relative because I think today or yesterday when you played, you had the same amount of pressure on you that Steph Curry had on him last time he played.
Yep.
That internal pressure, it doesn't matter what level you're on, the pressure is the same. And most of the time it's, you put it on yourself.
Exactly. Yep.
But you feel that same pressure. So, and it's good to be able to feel that and work through it like you do.
Yeah.
What sound or moment during a game makes you feel the most alive?
I'd have to go with when the lights turn off at Tucker and we introduce the starting lineups.
I like
that gets me amped up. I'm ready to go once I hear that.
That is a great video because those lights hit and that big boom hits. I like it.
Yep.
What sound or moment do you least enjoy?
Oh, when I'm on defense and the referee blows his whistle.
Yeah.
I know it's nothing good for us usually.
That's right.
Typically it's nothing good. And you want to turn around, you're like, oh no, not another foul.
And you guys do a good job of keeping your cool. I mean, it's the worst part I'm sure is when you blow that when he blows that whistle and it was you.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, don't look at coach.
Don't
Don't make eye contact.
Don't hear your number.
Who has had the biggest impact on you as an athlete?
My high school coach. My high school head coach, 100%.
And what was his name?
Todd Sutton.
Todd Sutton. I actually read about him.
Yeah.
He was the winningest coach at a smaller school.
Yep.
Like way smaller.
Very.
And it's almost like your school said, this guy deserves a shot.
Yep.
And they brought him in, and he's just done unbelievable there as well.
He's going to go into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll give Todd Sutton the shout out. Good
For
job,
sure.
Coach Sutton.
Yep.
That's right. What is the lesson sports has taught you that applies to life?
Time management. I feel like that's something people kind of think about, but you don't think about at the same time. Balancing that school, whether that's doing your schoolwork, getting in the gym, showing up for practice, you get injured, you have to get healthy to show up to the training room. There's a lot of things you have to balance throughout the day to make yourself, to be your whole person.
That's right. And our athletic director, Abby Davis, her famous quote is, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. So, I mean, that's something you'll learn in sport. I mean, you can't come sauntering in there to practice after everybody else has already started. So
you cannot.
If you weren't playing your current sport, what activity or career would you want to try?
I want to be a football player. I play golf.
Now, you could be a perfect tight end.
I have been told that.
I mean, you got the build for a tight end. No more football eligibility left. I could get Coach T on the line. We could make something happen. All right, Connor, last question. And this is going to be an interesting question for you because it's only been 1 year that you're here, but it could definitely still apply to you. When people in the community think of you, what do you hope they remember?
I hope they remember me being a good person. Not only on the court, but off the court as well. That's right. I hope they feel like I gave it my all when they showed up to games and watched me play. And if they feel like I gave it my all during the games, they should feel like I was giving it my all on everything else in my life aspects.
Well, you can tell 100% that when you step on that court, you don't phone it in. This past week, we had to reschedule the podcast because you had the flu.
I did.
But when game time started, he pulled a Michael Jordan flu game and went out there and played. So that says a lot about you. So thank you so much for being here.
This is awesome.
I'm glad you were here at Arkansas Tech and here at Russellville, and I hope that it's made a great positive impact on your life because you've made a great positive impact on Arkansas Tech, and we thank you for that. This has been another episode of Behind the Green and Gold. Once again, we want to thank Connor for being here, thank Coach Downey and the entire men's basketball team, thank the entire athletic department, and give a huge shout-out to Leanne's Fine Jewelry for making all this possible. Behind the Green and Gold, you can catch us on Facebook, the whole video will be on there, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on YouTube. Check us out. The numbers have been great. You've been helping us out and supporting us. Remember, always like and share and tell everybody about it. Thanks.